we're like halfway towards middle of March, you know? HoloFest, fourth fest is next weekend. Not the upcoming weekend, but the weekend after. It surprises me every time I think about that. I'm just like, oh my goodness. It's crazy. But yeah, it's been busy and it's been tiring at times, but it's been very, very fun and very, what should I say, productive. And I learned a lot behind the scenes too. Like actually seeing how the staff does things here and there really makes me be like, yeah, I've been thinking a lot about like what I can upgrade for my own setup by seeing what they do here. like I'm seeing how they set up the stuff like when they set up stuff in the studio for our not the 3D collab but the collab on Kiara's channel. I think we just wanted to borrow the space so we had like enough space for all of us, etc. But they literally set up like the audio and the stream and everything for us. I was like, thank you, staff. But yeah, I've been taking notes here and there, you know, so I can improve. You know, got ideas just by seeing what they do. But like, ooh, if this is possible, that's possible. And the fact is, since we had our 3D showcase now, we have more, I guess, freedom, more range of things we can do with 3D and so on as well. So I also want to look into that too. Yeah, the possibilities, the things we can do. It's just remembering where we started and where we are now. It's just I still have to convince myself it's just not a dream, you know? Yeah. It's just been a wild journey so far. And there's still, we're still climbing. There's still a lot more exciting things on the way. So thank you for not sending that email. Oh yeah, I always thought about if it would be alright for me to talk about it, because being part of Hololive is something that everyone really dreams of within the audition, and I felt like maybe it shows a part of me that's saying that I'm not putting my all into Hololive and stuff, but I've never stopped being thankful for the opportunity that I've gotten here, all the people I've met, all the things I've learned and got to experience is something I'm always gonna be so thankful for. Yeah, just imagining a timeline where the takorachis didn't exist, your cute little blobby forms wouldn't have existed. Oh, I can't imagine. I can't say exactly what's in the auditions, but I'd say it's pretty similar to a normal job interview. When I had the first audition, I was like, yeah, I'm bad with interviews. That's right. Did I tell you guys about when I not auditioned but interviewed for a part-time job at a cafe? It was a pretty busy and well-known cafe. It was during the summer break or something during school, and I wanted to have a part-time job. When you're a student, you don't really have job experience. All you have is your guts and confidence and I'll do my best kind of atmosphere. It got through. They saw my resume. They were like, oh, can you come in for an interview later that day? So I went. It was one of my first job interviews, real job interview, and I really love coffee, and I was like, I can really appeal that. I really love coffee. I want to learn more about it. Blah blah blah. When it comes to the real interview, they're like, the usual job interview questions, tell me more about yourself, tell me what you know about this cafe, etc., etc. And then here comes the what should I say, the behavioral questions. You got those always in the interviews where they were like, okay, so say you got the job and you're working really hard, and there's a time where there's so much customers, and you're backed up with orders. What would you do? How would you act in that situation? Stuff like that. And I think I kind of try to imagine myself in this situation. I'm just oh, I'll do my best, blah blah blah. And then what caught me was I facepalm even thinking about it. So one of the questions, of course, would be well, what do you think would be like the difficult part of this job? It's very generic, job interview question. And I think my answer was like, oh, when there's like a lot of customers at once, I feel like I'll be really like pressured and stuff. And that's a classic answer, That's a very solid answer, I think. But then my brain kind of stopped working there, and then the next question right after that was, I don't know, what was I can't remember the exact wording, because I tried to erase this part of the interview off my mind, because back then I was kind of like, that interview went horribly, I don't remember it. What would you feel like the least like pressure, or like the opposite of the first question, so most achieved, or like, most happiness from the job? And then I was like, my answer was when all the customers are gone after the busy times. Because my brain was still partially answering the first question, and since the other question came right after it, it made sense in my head, but after the interview was done, I was like, yeah, I'm not getting this job. It really depends how you look at it, or how you decipher the phrasing of how I said it. How I wanted to deliver that, explaining how after you work really, really hard, you have that satisfaction of, oh, I did it kind of feeling, But yeah, I don't think that translated very well. The message was delivered. I don't think it was delivered in a way that I wished for it to be delivered, but it was, yeah. I did not get the job. Yeah, it's alright. It's not like I wanted to work at that cafe anyways. It's just how it is. But yeah, I was really bad at talking, and I guess talking on the spot. I mean, I'm still kind of bad, but I think due to, streaming to you guys, I kind of gotten used to it. Kind of. I got used to it, right, chat? I got used to it, right? I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you guys. I'm back and forth conversation, I would say, so yeah. Sure, I don't make like coffee for you guys, but I can hold a conversation. Do.